Hi builders, I'm Josh. I'm a developer advocate here at Snowflake, and I'm here with Anupam to walk you through how to build efficient, trusted RAG using Arctic Embed and TruLens. Let's jump in. Anupam?
I'm Anupam Datta. I'm a Snowflake AI research lead. Let's get started. In this video, we will show you how to build efficient, trusted retrieval augmented generation applications leveraging two key open source technologies from Snowflake AI research, Arctic Embed and TruLens. If you look at the standard architecture of a RAG, as shown on the screen, there are two components that I want to draw your attention to. One, a very key part of the technology is the embedding model that's used to convert chunks of proprietary data into embeddings, which are then stored. And later on, when a user comes with a query, that also gets translated into embeddings, which are then run a search over the previously saved embeddings. For both of these steps, we use Arctic Embed, which is a state-of-the-art small model for generating embeddings, very compact embeddings. And in its category, under the 300 million parameter mark, Arctic Embed is at the top of the MTEB leaderboard. It provides very significant computational advantages over larger models while retaining quality of retrieval. The second key component is TruLens, which is an open source library that we have built for tracing, evaluation, and experiment tracking of LLM applications. There are two key ways in which we will use TruLens. One is to evaluate the quality of the application itself, observe where there's headroom for improvement, and then, through the use of guardrails, actually improve specific metrics related to retrieval quality. Second, when we use LLM judges in TruLens, there are always questions about how can we build confidence in these judges and optimize them. And we will share some of our recent results in this area that are particularly exciting and significant. With that, let me hand it back to Josh to walk you through the code and the demo.
Fantastic. Let's jump into the code. So here I am in the Snowflake AI Stack folder inside the TruLens examples repository. And I'll drop the link in the description and comments below. And in particular, I've located the source retrieval.py file. And I want to focus down on the vector store class. This is where we're going to set and use the embeddings. So when I initialize the vector store class, I'm going to set an embedding model name to Snowflake Arctic Embed 2.0. And then I'm also going to create my embeddings using the LangChain Hugging Face integration, pointing to the Snowflake Arctic Embed. Then when I add the chunks, that's where I'm going to use it. So you see here for each document, you'll see I'm calling self.embeddings, which is our initialized Hugging Face embeddings class. I'm calling embed documents. So that's creating embeddings for each of those documents using Arctic Embed. And then I'm adding those embeddings to my batch and then adding them to the collection, along with the documents, metadata, and IDs. Then I'll access the embeddings when I do search. So when we get a new user query, we're going to embed the query, and then we'll take that query embedding, and then we'll search our collection and return a number of results. We'll take those results and then pass them back to an LLM. Now let's jump over to how we use evaluations. So to see the evaluations piece, we're going to go to observability.py. The first thing we do when we set up observability is we create our true session. This initializes our logging and lets us set where we want to save our loggings to. By default, we'll use just a SQLite file hosted locally, but this could be any SQL Alchemy compatible database or Snowflake. Then we'll create our evaluations. This is going to be our feedback functions or metrics that we're going to use. We're going to use the RAG triad of groundedness, anti-relevance, and context relevance. I also want to point out that I can tailor my evaluation metrics using custom instructions. You see that here. I've added some instructions to additionally pass to the LLM Judge so it can improve its evaluation ability specific to my use case. Now let's walk through how to launch our app. So to launch the app, we're going to go to the command line and we're going to run bash run app1.sh. And that'll launch a Streamlit application for us to use our app. So once the vector store has vectorized all of our documents and loaded it into the knowledge base, we'll see this knowledge base loaded message. Then we can use that RAG and we can ask questions about the Snowflake engineering blog, which acts as our knowledge base. So we can ask questions like, what data sets are used to evaluate the RAG triad? And then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to retrieve documents and then pass them back to an LLM to get our response streamed back to us. You see, we use the TrackDL, LM Agrifact, and Hotbot QA datasets to evaluate our RAG triad metrics. And you can see our evaluations on the response as well. So you see context relevance, groundedness, and answer relevance. Looking at context relevance, you'll notice in particular that we have one irrelevant context that's still being passed to the LM, even though it's not helpful to answering the question. Now, this is a good opportunity to talk about context filters and guardrails and how we can use them to benefit our RAG. So, ideally, we want our retrieval to only include the relevant context in the prompt that gets passed to the LLM. So, context filters allows us to grade each of these context chunks before they get passed, and then knock out any ones that fall below some threshold and are marked as irrelevant. So let's walk through in the code how to do that. So now we are back in the repo, and now we're going to go to the rag.py folder. In particular, you'll see two retrieval methods that are accessed. If context filter is set to 1, then we'll use this retrieve filtered method. And the retrieve filtered method has this @context filter decorator. This is the TruLens decorator to run the evaluation at the retrieval step and then remove any irrelevant context. Specifically irrelevant below this threshold of 0.7 on a 0 to 1 scale. Now let's see this in action again. Now, so to run this one, we're going to do bash run app2 filters. .sh, and then we'll have another Streamlit app. And now that our knowledge base is loaded, we'll ask the same question. And we'll see our response streamed back to us. Now, once we see the evaluation metrics already, we should expect to see that only relevant context is passed to the LM. Let's see if that's the case. Cool. So context relevance is a perfect 1.0 now. So now we only have perfectly relevant context that's passed to the LLM. And we can see that in the trace as well. When we look at the retrieve method, we only see these 3 context chunks, which are each relevant to our user's query. Now I'll pass it back to Anupam to talk a little bit about why we should use and trust some of these metrics.
Thanks, Josh. Josh showed you how to evaluate and iterate on this RAG application to improve quality metrics. One set of questions that we often get from our users is when we are using LLMs as judges to measure metrics like context relevance, groundedness, and answer relevance, how do we trust that judge and build confidence in it? And secondly, while that can be addressed through benchmarking, if the quality of the judge is not that great, how can we further improve it for a specific use case? So towards that end, we have done some exciting recent work on benchmark and optimization. To be concrete, let's focus on the LLM Judge for groundedness for a very specific use case around question answering, which makes use of the LLM Agrifact open dataset. On this dataset and use case, we observed that the default TruLens prompt, while it did reasonably well, it did not do as well as a fine-tuned evaluator, the bespoke Minicheck model, especially when it comes to the precision of the judge. So you'll see it's around the 62% mark. In order to address this gap, we created a new method for eval-guided prompt optimization, which, given a use case and associated data set for an LLM judge, identifies low-performing metrics, in this example that's precision, and a data slice or a subset of the data on which that metric is doing particularly poorly. And then on that data slide, we run a automated prompt optimizer, making use in this case of a method called TextGrad, developed by a team at Stanford, to automatically update and improve the evaluation prompt for the LLM judge. Once that's done, we now reevaluate how well that judge does on the entire data set. And through that process, we observe two things. One, here are some concrete edits to the groundedness prompt that came out of this method. You will notice that the second bullet point here, be cautious of false positives, ensure that high scores are only given when there is clear supporting evidence, is exactly the kind of additional guidance that helps with addressing the low precision or high false positives issue that the first version of the judge had. And then the first and the third bullets similarly help the judge, nudge the judge towards avoiding false negatives. So with these edits to the prompt, we then rerun the evaluation. And on the next slide, you can see the improvement in the metrics. You'll notice that precision in particular has gone up to 78% from 62%. That's a 16% improvement, very significant. And the F1 score has gone up by 8%. Now these optimized TruLens LLM judges are at or above the level of the state-of-the-art for groundedness, and similarly comparable to the state-of-the-art for the other two metrics in the RAG triad, context relevance and answer relevance. This methodology for eval-guided optimization is quite powerful. We encourage you to take a look at these blog posts that we have on this topic around benchmarking and optimization of LLM judges. And we also encourage you to play with the notebook that we'll share and build with Arctic Embed and TruLens as you're building RAG applications, agents, and more. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thanks, Anupam. We'll include the code and all the blog links in the description. Thank you so much, everybody.